Alright guys, we are jumping ahead 2 months time in today's video because we're going to be looking at all the amazing covers that I found that are on this month's previews, which is March of 2024. But these books are not coming out until the month of May, so we're jumping ahead 2 whole months. But guys, there are some absolute bangers for you guys to get excited about. I love looking off into the future. I do that in almost all my videos. In my Wednesday pull list, I'm looking ahead 1 day into the future. In my final order cutoff video, I'm looking ahead 2 to 3 weeks into the future. And in this video, I'm looking ahead 2 whole months. I don't know, there's something about the future that is really exciting. But guys, if you guys are interested in picking up these books, I will have a link down to MyComicShop down in the comments below. It's where I order my previews from. And guys, I save up to 35% off the cover price of my books. It's a big reason why I do it. And if you guys would like to order through previews, like I said, you have 1 week. March 27th is when you guys need to get your orders in. Alright guys, let's not waste any more time because there are a lot of covers to go through. And if you guys want to stick around to the end of the video, guys, I'm going to cover some new #1s that are pretty exciting. Alright guys, let's not waste any more time. We're going to start off with my DC cover lover picks that are coming out in the month of May of 2024. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive into these awesome DC covers. And first up is Action Comics issue number 1065, the cover B variant done by Jorge Jimenez. This features Superman on a pedal bicycle racing Lobo on a motorcycle. That is just really freaking cool in my opinion. I love the fact that, you know, Superman can obviously keep up on a pedal bicycle, but I don't know. It's a really cool concept and I love this cover. Now next up is Batman issue number 147, the cover B variant done by Jorge Jimenez. Now Jorge Jimenez have actually done a whole series of this type of cover. The first one was Batman roped up by Catwoman. The other one was Nightwing roped up by Batgirl. And this one we got Punchline roping up Joker. I love all of them. I have all of them, and this is just another one to add to the collection. They are absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Now next up is Batman and Robin, issue number 9, the cover E variant, which is the 1:25 ratio variant. And they have it down as Ivan Tao, and this does not look like Ivan Tao at all. It has a Dan Mora feel, but also doesn't have Dan Mora's signature. At least I don't think that is. If you guys know who this is, guys, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, this is an awesome 1:25 design variant featuring an awesome new character in Flatline. It's not our first appearance, it's just a new character over the last couple years. Now next up is Batman Brave and the Bold, issue number 13, the cover C variant done by Jason Alexander. This is just a really cool Batman cover. I think it's stinking cool. The next up is Catwoman issue number 65, the cover B variant done by Pablos Villalobos. Now, I first heard about this in our Discord. Link down in the description below if you guys want to join that Discord. People are always posting covers that they're finding online and sharing with the community so that way everyone can know about all these amazing covers. And this one by Lobos is really good. Now next up is Catwoman issue number 65, the 1:25 ratio variant done by Otto Schmidt. I'm a big fan of Otto Schmidt and this cover is pretty darn good. Now next up is Green Lantern issue number 11, the cover B variant done by Evan Shaner. We got Lobo again giving a noogie to Green Lantern. I don't know. I love these Lobo covers. I think they're really cool. Now next up is Harley Quinn issue number 40, the cover B variant done by Leslie Lyrics Lee. I usually do not like her artwork all that much, but this one right here, or his, I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, but this one right here of Harley Quinn is really good. Now guys, next up is Nightwing issue number 144, the cover B variant done by Dan Mora. It's Dan Mora, it's Nightwing, it's fantastic. Now guys, next up is Nightwing issue number 114, the cover C variant done by Daniel Samprier. Now, if you compare this to the first issue of the Tom Taylor run, and yeah, you can tell that, you know, Nightwing has gone on this long journey of like, you know, being a younger hero, even though he's not really younger, but like he's like grown a lot over the last few years in Tom Taylor's run, and I think that's really, really cool. Now next up is Outsiders issue number 7 with the cover B variant done by Jorge Fornes. I just think this cover is really cool. I like this new character of the drummer. She's drumming on the earth, it looks like. And yeah, this Outsiders book is underrated in my opinion. I think everyone should be checking it out. It's written by the duo of Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, and it's really good. Now guys, next up is Poison Ivy issue number 22, the cover B variant done by Frank Cho. It's Frank Cho. It's Poison Ivy. It's pretty good. Now guys, next up is probably one of my favorites. It is Power Girl issue number 9, the cover C variant done by David Talaski. It is fantastic. I love the softness of it. and just Power Girl just looks awesome, and the cat, and she's in outer space. It is just really stinking cool. Now, these next two covers are probably my favorite outside of that Jorge Jimenez Batman, you know, Joker and Punchline cover. This is Wonder Woman issue number 9, the cover B variant done by Julian Totino Tedesco. Tedesco again, just bringing the heat. This cover is freaking fantastic. Wonder Woman looks absolutely amazing, and I love the black jacket and the black pants. Something about it just like, it does it for me. It's really good. Now, guys, the other cover is Wonder Woman issue number 9, the cover C variant done by Stepan Sejic. And this is, again, Wonder Woman looking really freaking amazing. But I prefer the Totino Tedesco, but the Stepan Sejic is also really freaking good. All right, guys. Now, those are the covers that have been released so far to the public. Not every single cover for every single book has been released so far, so stay tuned to my final order cutoff video, but also my Wednesday pull list. As more covers are released, I will be bringing the heat to you guys. Just a quick reminder before we move over to the Marvel covers that are coming out in the month of May in 2024, which we're going to do right now. Alright guys, Marvel Comics has some really good covers coming out in May. And we're going to kick it off with Black Panther Blood Hunt issue number 1 with the cover A. That's right, I always love it when they put a banger on cover A by Andre Sorrentino. This is really freaking good. I'm probably going to pick this up, but I'm trying to stay away from all of, like, you know, the one-shots and the tie-in stories to Blood Hunt. I'm just going to stay to the main story itself. There's just too many. Like, if you saw the breakdown of all the books you got to pick up to get the whole story, it's too much. But this cover is freaking awesome. Now, guys, next up is Black Widow in Hawkeye, issue number 3, with the variant cover done by Ben Harvey. Ben Harvey, man, he's bringing the heat again, and this one featuring Hawkeye is so good. Now, guys, next up is Deadpool in Wolverine War World 2, issue number 1, the variant cover done by Gabriel Dell'Otto. Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. You got Wolverine cutting off Wade's arm. It is so good. Now, guys, next up is an awesome cover for Doom issue number 1. Now, this is the variant cover done by Adi Granov. But, guys, what is really exciting about this book is that the writer is going to be Jonathan Hickman. Guys, this has the potential to be really good. Jonathan Hickman on Doom, bring it. Now, guys, next up is another book that was shown to me on our Discord channel. So make sure you guys are joining that Discord for all the hottest covers. But guys, this is Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 4, the variant cover done by W. Scott Forbes, featuring that awesome character for Into the Spider-Verse. It is so good. Now guys, next up is Giant Size X-Men issue number 1 with the 1:25 ratio variant done by Phil Noto. I like Phil Noto a lot, and this cover right here featuring Archangel is so good. Now guys, next up is Jackpot in Black Cat issue number 3 with the cover A done by Pablos Villalobos. I like the Adam Hughes covers a little more for 1 and 2. I believe that Adam Hughes was on issue number 2 as well. But this one by Lobos is so good, and you can really see the similarities between Lobos and Adam Hughes. It's really good. Now, guys, next up is Rise of the Powers of X, issue number 5, with the variant cover done by Joshua Swaby, featuring Jean Grey as Phoenix. It is really good. Really good. Joshua Swaby bringing the heat. Now, guys, next up is a cover that I like and don't like. But I gotta share with you because there's enough of me that I like it that I gotta share. It is Scarlet Witch, issue number 1, with the 1:25 ratio variant done by Alexander Lozano. Now, I really like Alexander Lozano. He has a very awesome style, in my opinion. There's a cover like right over here. The one he did for whatever the heck that is, Rise of the Powers of X. It's so good. But this one for the Scarlet Witch, I think it's like the hair or the thing, I don't know. The thing around her head, whatever that is, the crown, her mask, whatever. It's weird. The rest of it is freaking fantastic. But guys, next up is Scarlet Witch, issue number 1, with the variant cover done by Tran Nguyen. This is really good. Really, really good. Because, you know, Scarlet Witch has, like, reality warping powers, and the fact that she's, like, basically just, like, reaching out into space and she can change the reality of, like, all these planets. Just a great concept for a cover. Really, really like that one. Now, guys, next up is Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, issue number 2, with the cover A variant. Again, I love it when they bring the heat on these covers A's, and Marvel's doing it twice this month. This is done by Mark Brooks, and it's really good. Mark Brooks is such a fantastic artist. Now, guys, next up is Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin, issue number 2, with the 1:25 ratio variant done by Julian Totino Tedesco. I love it. you got this big red, almost like Red Hulk jumping out of the window, and you've got Spider-Man taking a picture of him, and it's just fantastic artwork, and it's awesome. Now guys, the last cover from Marvel that I really like is Superior Spider-Man issue number 7, the variant cover done by Humberto Ramos. We got Spider-Boy, and he's got web shooters, but he got web shooters from Superior Spider-Man, because I know if you've been reading the Spider-Boy series, which I don't really love, Spider-Man won't give him web shooters, but it does look like Superior Spider-Man has given Spider-Boy web shooters in this one. So what's going on there? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, guys, those are all the covers that I found for Marvel Comics coming out in the month of May that have stuck out to me so far. Again, stay tuned for final order cutoff in Wednesday pull list for additional covers as they are released. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to the final, nope, not the final section. Let's go ahead and move over to the indie cover lever picks coming out in the month of May, and then we'll wrap this video up with the final section, which are the new #1 stories that I think we should all be excited about. I found so many good covers for the independents coming out in the month of May. I'm just so excited about all these covers because indies usually have less really cool variants released early. There are so many good ones to share with you guys. And this first book, I feel like it's been on hiatus forever, so I'm really excited to get my hands on this book. It is Something is Killing the Children, issue number 37, and the first cover that I want to share with you guys is the 1 in 50 ratio variant, which is the cover E, done by Dustin Nguyen. This is so good. How gigantic is that machete that she's holding, or sword, or whatever the hell you want to call it? It looks awesome. It looks amazing. I hope this book is like ordered a lot so that way I can get that 1 in 50 for a low price because this is such a great cover. Now guys, next up is another cover for Something is Killing the Children, issue number 37. This is the cover B, which is the colored version of this cover. There's also a 1 in 25 black and white ratio variant, which is absolutely fantastic. I prefer that one over the colored, but they're both done by Jenny Frison. And it is so good, so good. But there's more from Jenny Frison coming up. Guys, next up is another cover for Something is Killing the Children, issue number 37. This is the cover G, which is the 1 per store unlockable variant done by Werther Dell'Edera. Now, this is just a version of cover A. But guys, when Werther does Erica Slaughter from Something is Killing the Children, it's the best. It's better than anyone else because his depiction of Erica Slaughter is Erica Slaughter, and it is amazing, and I love it, and I would love to get my hands on that cover. Now guys, next up is Grimm, issue number 17, with the cover A done by Valvano. Now, some people are like, why would you add this cover to this list? If you are reading Grimm, and you know this character, and everything that he's been through in this story, this is such an epic cover. It is so good. I really, really like this cover. Now guys, next up is Briar, issue number 5, the cover B variant, which is a 1 in 10 ratio variant done by Jenny Frison. Again, another amazing cover, which looks like some kind of like magical creature because she doesn't look normal, but man, she's still sexy, and I love it. Now guys, next up is Space Ghost, issue number 1, with the cover G foil virgin variant done by Francisco Mattina. It's an awesome Mattina cover. We got this new Dynamite book featuring Space Ghost. I only know Space Ghost from Space Ghost Coast to Coast on the Cartoon Network, but supposedly this is going to be a serious take on Space Ghost, and I believe it's going to be written by David Papose, which is a pretty good writer, but a lot of these Dynamite series that I get excited about, I'm looking at you, Thundercats, disappoint me a little bit. But I am going to pick this up. I'm going to give it a shot, and my fingers crossed this is going to be a pretty cool book. Now guys, next up is Pine and Merrimack, issue number 5, with the cover C variant, which is the 1 in 10 ratio variant done by Fran Galan. This is just a version of the cover A, but you guys know how I feel about this series if you've been watching the channel. This is one of the best series out right now. It is such a good book, and I just love this character, and yeah, I would love to have this version for this cover. Now guys, next up is a really cool cover. It is Godzilla, the 70th anniversary, issue number 1, with the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Tom Whalen. Now, when I was looking at this book, I saw the cover first. I'm like, man, this cover is so cool. But if you saw the writers that were writing for this book, you'd be like, wait, what? I'll put them up on screen right now because I forgot to write their names down here so I could read them to you guys. But some big names are writing stories for this book, which is super cool. Now, guys, next up is Gun Honey Collision Course, issue number 1, with the cover B variant done by Adam Hughes. All Adam Hughes covers are going to be added to this list, and this one for Gun Honey is really freaking good. Now guys, next up is Transformers issue number 8 with the Carnivore Comics exclusive cover done by Gabriel Del Otto. Now this is one part of a connecting cover set done by Gabriel Del Otto, and the other one, if you want the other part of this connecting cover set, is the Energon Universe Special 2024 issue number 1 with the Carnivore Comics exclusive done by Gabriel Del Otto. So the Transformers number 8 is featuring Optimus Prime, and the Energon Universe Special is featuring Megatron, and it would look so good together up on a wall, graded in a 9.8 or better. So freaking good. Now guys, next up is the Sacrificers issue number 8, the cover B variant, which is the 1:10 ratio variant done by Dan Panosian. I love this series. It is so good, and I hope this is the father that is in issues number 1 and 2, I believe, and he's going to get his son, because that would be so freaking cool. Or maybe this is just the son and he's dealing with some dark demons or something. Either way, I love this book. Be reading this book. Rick Remender, so great. Now guys, next up is Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, issue number 2. That is a freaking mouthful. This is the cover F, which is the 1:75 ratio variant done by Christian Ward. Such a cool cover. So freaking cool. Now guys, next up is Feral issue number 3. Now I know there's a lot of buzz around this book in general. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of cats, but I know people loved Stray Dogs, and this is coming from the creative team of Stray Dogs. I'm just not all that into it personally, but that's okay. Everyone has their thing. But guys, this cover D, which is the 1:25 ratio variant done by Jenny Frison, I just might have to kind of swoop in and snag this sucker, because it is so good. And I'm sure Feral fans will be so pissed at me, but I'm sorry. When I see a cover that I want, I'm gonna go for it. And this one here is so good. Now guys, next up, which I believe is the final cover. Yes, the final cover from the indies that I'm going to share with you guys is a really cool new number 1. This is called Gromit, issue number 1, the cover D, which is the 1:25 ratio variant done by Andrew Robinson. But guys, this is going to be written by Rick Remender. And yeah, we're going to talk about this in just a second, guys. But yeah, this cover is so good. But those are all the covers that I found on previews for the books coming out in the month of May for DC, Marvel, and all the indies that I think, are standout right now, or stand out to me right now. And I wanted to share those with you guys in case you guys do order through previews, so that way you guys can, secure yourself a copy of those. Except for the 1:25s. You will have to wait until it gets closer to final order cutoff, or you'll have to pick them up on New Comic Book Day, like I do. I have to go to MyComicShop.com as quickly as possible and try to score them before everyone else does. So, alright guys, let's go ahead and cover the new number 1s that I think everyone should be excited about, because they sound so freaking cool. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and dive into these 3 new number 1s, and we're going to kick it off with the book from DC Comics. There's one from DC, one from Marvel, and one indie to talk to you guys about. First up, from DC, we have The Boy Wonder issue number 1. Acclaimed creator June Ba writes and draws a DC Black Label epic starring Damian Wayne. Love Damian Wayne. That's why this book is on this list. The young prince, Damian Wayne, was raised to be the heir to the fearsome League of Assassins, to follow in the footsteps of his deadly mother, Talia, and the demon head himself, his grandfather, Ra's al Ghul. But everything changed when his father, the Batman, reclaimed him and brought him back to Gotham City. As Robin, a young Damian suddenly discovered he was merely one of a number of princes, preceded in the role by his brothers, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Red Robin. And Damian doesn't care to be merely anything, but when his father is forced to leave the city on urgent business, and a rash of abductions is accompanied by whispers of a demon stalking Gotham's dark alleys, Damian will find himself battling alongside his adopted brothers, and in the process, learning what the mantle of Robin really means. Visionary writer and artist June Ba makes his mark on this timeless story of Batman and Robin, synthesizing the character's complex history into an accessible and heart-rending fairy tale. That sounds really freaking cool. I'm a huge fan of Damian Wayne. I think he's one of my favorite Robins, right next to Dick Grayson. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this book, and I think it's also really cool that this is going to be a Black Label book. But guys, next up is Doom issue number 1. This is going to be really cool. So like I said, this is coming from the writer of Jonathan Hickman, and this is going to have art by Sanford Green. But let me go ahead and read the synopsis. In the near future, Doom alone must save the Marvel Universe. Legendary visionary creators Jonathan Hickman and Sanford Green send Dr. Doom on a journey unlike any that he has undertaken before. With Valeria Richards at his side, Doom goes on a quest to harness more power than any human has ever wielded before in order to try to stop Galactus from bringing about the death of the universe. Dr. Doom, Jonathan Hickman, Sanford Green. Let's do it, man. That sounds so freaking good. Now, there have been some more covers released. I'll make sure I show those during the synopsis reading. But guys, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Doom, Sanford Green, Jonathan Hickman. It just sounds so, so good. All right, guys, the final book is Grommets issue number 1. Now, this is coming from Image Comics. And yeah, this is coming from the writer of Jonathan Hickman and Brian Posen, and also has art by Brett Parson, and his colorist is going to be Morano Dinicio. I totally butchered the colorist's name, and I've never said the colorist on the channel before, so maybe that's something I'll do moving forward and butcher more people's names, because that's just what I do. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and read the synopsis. Now, this is going to be a miniseries. It's not going to be an ongoing, which is kind of a bummer, but, you know, I'm sure Rick Remender has so much going on in miniseries, it fits better into his overall schedule, but let's read the synopsis. Two best friend outcasts navigate the Sacramento suburbs in 1984, where they find a home in skateboard culture and punk rock. On one side of the coin, Grommets is an authentic look at the 80s skater culture, a snapshot of a generation that turned skating into a worldwide phenomenon. On the other, it's a heartfelt coming-of-age story that follows two friends from troubled homes as they navigate their damage in an era where no one cared. That is awesome. I am a huge, huge sucker for coming-of-age stories. If you guys ever saw the movie way back, it's like not exactly like this, but, you know, a kid finds himself and it's all about, like, you know, finding your own being in person and coming of age. Those are just like so good to me. And I'm not a big skater, but I love the X Games. I loved like watching these people do amazing things on skateboards, and I like punk rock, and I just love Rick Remender as a writer. I'm not sure if I've ever read anything by Brian Posen, but this sounds so freaking good. The covers look amazing. The interior art looks amazing. Everything about this book just sounds exactly up my alley. And not everything needs to be a big superhero story. It can just be a story about kids struggling to be themselves and find out who they are. And that just sounds amazing. And two best friends. Who doesn't like that kind of story? It's crazy. All right, guys. Those are the 3 number 1s that I found. I'm sure I missed a lot. And I'll probably talk about those in future videos. But Grommets issue number 1 is the one that I'm most excited about right now. But those 2 other ones, Boy Wonder and Doom, sound really freaking good as well. All right, guys. That's the end of today's video. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, this is the end of today's video. I just gotta thank everyone who stuck around to the end by calling you guys legends. Because if you watch from the very beginning, and all my videos tend to be long, I guess I'm long-winded or something, but if you guys stick around for the whole video, thank you guys so much. You guys are legends. Now, if you did watch that video and you guys are not subscribed and you enjoy comic content, I just gotta say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. And if you guys are still watching and you haven't hit the like button just yet, do me a favor, smash that like button. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. You guys have 1 week from this video launching on March 20th to get your previews orders in. Just a last reminder before we sign off. All right, guys, have yourself a great day, and I'll catch you either tomorrow or Friday with my final order cutoff, speculation, and recommendations video. All right, guys, have yourself a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.